So good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to give a logistics and operations update following up on the overview offered by Dr. Alexander Scott. As the director shared, we have a lot of great momentum going in our vaccination campaign. Last week, we administered about 73,000 doses of vaccine, which is an increase of more than 12,000 doses over our previous one-week high. As I said last week, we have the capacity to do much more. We have the capacity to administer 100,000 doses a week now, and by next week, that'll be in excess of 165,000 doses per week. The reason we're building out this capacity is because, as the director indicated, we're being told to expect much more vaccine in the coming weeks and months. We're very excited about opening the 2 new state-run vaccination sites that the governor described. As the governor shared, our South County site at the Schneider Electric facility will open this Saturday and will operate from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. The Woonsocket site will be open on Sunday, and that will be operating from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. as well. Appointments for these sites will be posted tomorrow afternoon at our normal 5 p.m. time, and there'll be about 400 slots for each site posted tomorrow. In addition to these sites, we are working to open locations in Westerly, East Providence, and Johnston in partnership with the leadership in those communities, as I shared last week. Appointments for these 3 sites will also be available through vaccinateri.org. We've made a lot of improvements to the registration site since we started doing age-based vaccinating in mid-February, and we're continuing to make adjustments. One limitation right now is that people have to go in and check to see if an appointment is available. Some people have been able to get an appointment on the first try. Others have had to go back repeatedly in order to get an appointment. To address that, and to make the system more customer-focused and customer-friendly, we are building a pre-registration system using our existing vaccine interest notification list, as Dr. Alexander Scott shared. This is the list that people can join through portal.ri.gov. After you submit your information to the vaccine interest notification list through portal.ri.gov, we will send you a notification when an appointment is available for you. This appointment will be for a given day at a given site. We envision starting to send out notifications the week of April 4th, well ahead of expanding eligibility to those 16 plus. People who don't submit their information into this pre-registration system will still be able to make an appointment like you can now by going directly to vaccinateri.org or by registering for vaccination at another site, such as our pharmacy partners. I want to be clear that this pre-registration system is simply one more option for people. It is not required. Starting April 7th, roughly 50% of the appointments at the mass vaccination sites will go to people who have pre-registered. When you submit information for the vaccine interest notification list, you'll also be able to tell us about how you prefer to be contacted with information about the appointment available to you. You can choose email, text message, or a phone call. When a slot opens up for you, we will contact you using your preferred method. You'll be contacted about a slot roughly 2 weeks in the future, and we'll be sending out notifications about appointments each Wednesday starting April 7th. I know that people have a lot of questions about the system, so I'm going to try to get ahead of those with a few points of additional detail. So if you're not able to sign up for the vaccine interest notification list online, you can do so over the phone. That phone number is 844-930-1779. We're going to hold our vaccine interest notification list up against our list of people who have already been vaccinated or who have an appointment. Those people will be removed from the vaccine interest notification list, meaning that they won't be contacted about an appointment because they've either already been vaccinated or are currently scheduled to be. The appointment that will be offered to you will be for a specific site on a specific day. You'll have some flexibility on the time, but the appointment will be for a set date and location, which will be one of our 5 state-run sites: the Dunkin' Donuts Center, Socknaset Crossroad, Middletown, South County, or Woonsocket. Some people may not be sure if they've already signed up for the vaccine interest notification list. We're going to send an email or a text message to you each Wednesday even if an appointment is not available to you yet, so that you can be confident that you're in the system and you'll be taken care of. As Dr. Alexander Scott shared, we're going to be opening enrollment to new age groups progressively over the next few weeks. However, everyone can register for the vaccine interest notification list now, and you can expect an appointment after your age group is eligible. The link you get to register is a link for one-time use. We've had some issues with link sharing in the past. These links we'll be sending out can only be used once, so we don't think that will be an issue moving forward. When signing up for the vaccine interest notification list, people provide their age and other information, such as information about any health conditions. That information will help determine the order in which people will be vaccinated within the different eligibility groups. This is a way for us to ensure that we continue to get at the people who are most at risk in Rhode Island. For people who want to sign up for the vaccine interest notification list, I'll share the website and phone number one more time: portal.ri.gov, and the phone number is 844-930-1779. I said that we were going to start with roughly 50% of our appointments at the state-run vaccination sites being available through the pre-registration system. We're going to monitor the response and continue to adjust the vaccine to the pre-registration system if we're seeing more demand there, learning every week. However, this is just one option. If you prefer to not pre-register, you can still go on to make an appointment through vaccinateri.org or through one of our pharmacy partners. I want to wrap up by saying that we will be able to vaccinate every single Rhode Islander that wants one, and I hope you all want one. No one will be left behind, and no one will be forgotten. This pre-registration system is a great step in the right direction toward ensuring that we get a shot in the arm of everyone in Rhode Island that wants one.